Shalom again, Daniel here, One Love Caravan, talking about technology and transport and the future and the past, and the present, because this is kind of interesting for myself because I have kind of a nomadic lifestyle, yeah, and also my ancestors. Also, I have so-called again gypsy blood and many other nomadic actually tribes. They would be humanity in itself, yeah, is nomadic, okay, because we all came from the same origin and then we spread all over the world and we're always moving, you know. It's you cannot stay at one place long time because if not you will not be able to make children, yeah, if no one travels, yeah. There would be incest, right? And this also happened, unfortunately, you know. And yeah, so anyhow, it's important to travel, right? So we have means to travel, like horse riding and going with a boat or whatever. So the transport it's a kind of a story, you know, with the bicycle, you know, and submarines and then the will to fly, you know, like machines being invented, yeah, like steam machines, and then out of that the train, and yeah, and then suddenly it goes into yeah this discovering of petrol, yeah, oil, and then the whole engine, then yeah, again this is this whole history of Kawasaki, you know, whole engine, the engine, yeah, one side the engine based on explosions coming from petrol, yeah, and the other side it's a kind of again digital, yeah, digital technology, yeah. One is the computer being developed, yeah, after and before again the engine, and when it comes to transport, if you see, we have so many ways, like the is saying the first motorcycle, again the engine. Now it was the bicycle first, and then the motorcycle, yeah, before the car, right? And then all this, the here again the engine then, and this would be steam, yeah, and then yeah the shipping, you know, the with the wind again, there is currents of wind, yeah, again, and there is currents in the sea, and then suddenly, you know, if this would not be enough already to travel, the people want to fly. They want to fly. So look at this. Yeah, the people went with 1700s with balloons, and then somehow, yeah, this the evolution of the airplane. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, and then again the sabotage of the so-called Zeppelin, yeah. So what we have here is like this here. This is a design you see, because again the Black Star liners, yeah, they were supposed to bring back the Africans who were against their will brought as a slaves, yeah, at the other side of the ocean, and they want to go back. So how they gonna go back, you know? And until now, this is not really happening, but still the West traveling around and exploring everything. So sure, then we must understand that this technology, again, the whole technology, it comes out of the first civilization, you know, the whole wisdom, it comes out of the first civilizations, and so we have to go into this, you know, we have to go into history and technology, you know, because and the evolution of it, to understand it and understand ourselves, you know, because it's an ecosystem, you know. Again, economy, biology, and economy. So these two words, again, it's called bio, bio. If something here, for example, in Spain or in Europe, in general, in Europe, if you go into a store and you want to buy the organic, in English we can say the organic one, food, yeah, then it's saying bio, yeah, bio. So you have the bio seal, the bio. And what is bio mean? It's meaning it's biologic, yeah, biological. So it is meaning it's organic. So organ, it's meaning bio, yeah, anyhow bio, organ. So then you can also say ecologic, yeah, ecologic, you know. And then you have this thing, eco, bio, you know. So right, then it's economy. Why is it called economy, you know? Why is it called economy, you know? And biology, you know. It could be also be called and then ecology, right? Or bionomy, right? So anyhow, if you see the science is one, so we don't have to really divide no thing, we just bring it everything together, then it makes more sense of understanding, you know, because in the end, we are nature. We're talking about nature, yeah, nature, yeah. So nature, the netter, you know. So we are the nature, and what is our part in nature, yeah. So we are made out of, as a human beings, made out of, again, water, and we are carbon-based material. And if you would burn a human body to the completely to the ash, yeah, and the ash, you burn the ash, and what stays, it would be salt, then salt, because this all the elements then like concentrated, right? But in the end, you know, we are made mostly out of water, yeah, because it's like 75%, yeah, and the rest would be this the same elements again as the earth, yeah. Again, we come out of the earth. The body is coming from the earth. It's not coming from another planet, yeah. It's coming out of the earth, right? So the water now, it's the water from the earth as well, yeah. So the planet Earth, again, it's called planet Earth, and we are made of the water and out of the earth of the planet Earth, right? Makes sense. So the water now, so there is a very, very interesting documentary. It's a speech actually, and it's from scientists from German, and all international scientists. But the speech is in German language, right? It's called Salt and Water from Peter Ferreira. Okay, so who understands German can look it up, but I will tell you a little bit what it's about, because very, 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 very key, yeah. Salt and Water by Peter Ferreira, because he's a bio physician, right? Biophysician, yeah. And they worked on a big study, and they studied the salt and the water, and they came to big conclusions, you know. And this was in the 90s, yeah, in the 90s. That's why out of this research, and then the hype with the crystal, the quartz crystals, you know, to inform water, and the Himalaya salt, you know, all this hype came actually, I think, this research from these scientists, Peter Ferreira also made part of. This was American studies. They were very key to this evolution, right? So what it's all about is that salt, yeah, the molecular structure, yeah, of salt is a cube. It's a form of a cube. So the molecular structure then of the water, as we can see here, this is the tetrahedron. So there is this also this Japanese scientist Masaru Emoto, who studied the molecular structure and how vibration can inform the water, right? So he would freeze the water and then would look on the microscope. So if you know that the water now, that we made of, this living water, because we are living beings, our fluids, it's brain fluids, whatever fluids, inside of the body, like blood, like this and that, urine, whatever, coming out in what is inside the body, liquid, the basis is water, right? All the liquids in the body, the basis is water, but this is mixed with other stuff, right? So water, H2O, it's distilled water, it does not really exist in our body, like only by distillation, if you sweat, like again, then H2O comes out, but inside of the body, in the circulation of body fluids, this water is mixed, with other chemical elements. Anyhow, these body fluids are in movement because of your life force, and that's why it's the same like the water on the ground and comes out in the mountain. It's the life force, it's the energy, magnetism again, magnetic fields who make the water go, in uplifting energy. And that's why this living water, let's say, the molecular structure is this of a tetrahedron, Anyhow, the water, when you see how water adapts, to everything, and it's also like, again, like in martial arts, Bruce Lee said you have to be like water, because water, it's smooth, but it also can strike hard and all these things. So the water, and the other side, it's again you have the tetrahedron, the molecular structure tetrahedron, and this is the number 3, It is a science there, so geometry there, it's a numerology there, very important. Then with the salt, you have the cube. There's a molecular structure, the cube, and you have these 84 elements. Okay, so the salt, there was a time when salt was weighed with gold, it was the same worth than gold. That's why in Portugal, for example, again, this territory was all African civilization, the so-called Moors, or the black Moors. Again, this would call Al-Andalus. Al-Andalus was the name of this kingdom, again, or empire, or however you want to call it, or caliphate, or what, how you want to call it. It was just African traditions, It was not so as Roman, because the Roman Empire again fell, and these people who brought the Renaissance, again, who brought the wisdom about alchemy, about mathematics, about astrology, etc., came from Africa. So there is a salt mine in Portugal, for example. It's just where my family is from. It's called Salinas de Rio Maior, right? This is the very unique salines in the Ribatejo, okay? So my family is from there. So with 19, I moved from Switzerland there by my own. I lived there with my family, and I used to go to these salt mines many times, and this was actually by this Reconquista, when the Catholics, they came from the north, the Knights, yeah, the Knights Templars, again, the Knights Templars, they conquered these salines, and they used to pay the people with salt. Yeah, that's the word salary also coming from there. And if you consider that the salt was so important that people, if you don't have salt, yeah, you could not do. Actually, you could not cook. Yeah, well, you could, but it had no taste. It was not. It's very important to have salt. Everyone who cooks knows that even if you want to make a cake, something sweet, you need a little bit salt, right? To make bread, you need a little bit salt. So the salt has, it comes again from the German. If it's in German Salz, it comes from Hall, and old German Hall, it means vibration. It means Schwingung. Okay, that's what it means, because it emits a vibration, the salt. Okay, that's why it neutralizes. That's why people used to spread salt against the negative energies, because it neutralizes. That's why they put the radioactive waste into the salt mines, because it neutralizes even the radioactive, right? Radiation. So the salt now has that health influence, because the salt now, it neutralizes. It is made out of the 84 elements. It is made out of all the elements which our body is made of. Let's say the basis. It's made out of, you know, it's all the organic material. Yeah, that says it's the salt. Yeah, it's the basis there, and so salt is a medicine as well. So salt mixed with water, yeah, has been used in German tradition long time as a medicine. It called Salzsole. So the salt, sole meaning sun, right? So the sun now has photons, yeah? It has vitamins, it has so many things, yeah? The light, right? And the salt now, with the water, this Salzsole is like liquid sun. Okay, so it's liquid sun. That's why it's called Salzsole, and it's just that the water, when it absorbs the salt, when it get to the, you know, to the point that it has 25% salt, we call it in German gesättigte Salzsole. So it means it cannot absorb more. It's like the Dead Sea, yeah. They're in at the Jordan River, and they're the Dead Sea, right? Because this is the maximum, the most amount of salt the water can absorb. This solution, this saline solution, yeah, it's highly medicinal. Yeah, the people, they used to take baths there. They used to treat everything with this, yeah, because it put again the antiseptic. It gives you the right information. It gives you the right vibration, etc., etc. So there is something when it comes to health, yeah, very important. So that's why they put the refined salt, yeah, and also the water. They put the chemics in the water. They give the water in plastic bottles and all these things, which alters the molecular structure. Because one thing is the chemics, yeah, the chemical side, what is inside the water, yeah, what minerals, whatever, yeah, the chemical side. The other thing is the physical side. How is the molecular structure look like? Look it totally, yeah, like disordered, or looks it like the, you know, like nicely hexagonal and symmetric, yeah. So again, we should consume the living water from the spring. We should consume the original, you know, food. and not the altered, not the refined. So the energy now, also the energy, because it gives you energy, there is also energy, you know, inside, stored in the water. That's why, for example, the water at 4 degrees Celsius, it has the highest density, and water wants always this, it's called the crystalline phase, and there water wants always to push to this crystalline phase, and there is a lot of um, needs to investigation, yeah, like scientists, scientific investigation in these fields, because it's not really discovered. Because nowadays the water treatment, it's a very criminal thing. That's why we in Portugal, we did a lot for, let's say, to save the water or to save ourselves, because we need the fresh water. And there is a lot of schemes going on to alter the water. Again, Nestle and these kind of companies, and there is also the golf courts. They need a lot of water. There is a lot of pollution for the water. You know, like not real water treatments, yeah, but more like a business with chemics, yeah. So we did a lot. Went to these water companies. We went to water treatment stations. We discovered so many things that went wrong, yeah, going wrong, and we showed them solutions and everything, but they're not really interested in that, yeah, because you see behind that is agenda, because they could do it easily. If you know, at the time of Al-Andalus, the capital here was called Cordoba, here in south of Spain, today called Cordoba still. And now in Cordoba you would see all these cars and all this unsustainable energy use. And at the time of Al-Andalus, yeah, so we talk about some, yeah, you can say some 1,000 years ago, yeah, Middle Age times, they had it all registered how many oil lamps they had during the night, how many baths they had, public baths, public toilets, how many, you know, how the aqueducts and everything was just perfectly ordered, in order. Even you know, I'm not a big fan of the Roman culture, but even the Roman Empire, they would use vaporization as a treatment for the waste, like the water, the residual, yeah, the wastewater, yeah. You can just with vaporization, yeah, it evaporates the water, and you have the distilled water. So the Romans even did this, and now you see so many problems here in Europe with the water, polluted water, no real treatment. And if you go after it, you see, okay, yeah, this is all designed, but anyhow, we have to focus in the solutions, yeah. So that's why we make this this work with the water filters, yeah. We want to conscientize people that the water filter now it's necessary, because everything is polluted, yeah. If humanity would not have gone away from nature, yeah, natural, sustainable way of living, we would have no pollution. But now it's actually the water is kind of polluted, yeah. So we have to watch out with that, with microplastics, with this and that, you know, and heavy metals and all these things, yeah. So very important to be educated in this kind of science, like again biophysics, and also let's say look into traditional ways of health treatment, because again ancient civilizations, they had the solutions already, so we don't have to go to invent new machines and all these things. Just look how the tribes, they would treat the issue, yeah. Yes, and this is very important, because again, all this technology here, it's built on, it's a copy of ourselves, but out of ourselves we already did in ancient civilization much better devices than this. Yeah, that's for sure. So we have just to show step by step to the people what is the evolution here of the whole thing, because this, I think, the evolution, again, it goes out of the errors. Yeah, again, out of the errors in the past we can learn a lot. Yeah, and nowadays, if we combine, if we just take the good from everything and use the good for the future and we leave the bad behind, then we would be able actually quickly or easily to do something like this, you know, because again, there is a lot of areas in science which we do not really invest our time there, yeah, because now it's all based on again on this electricity and on the negative side. And we have also like the sun, again here the sun, look see how you can even see it here, the rainbow, yeah, the rainbow colors here, look, it looks so nice, eh? So there's energy there, eh? And you doesn't need no semiconductors even, you know, to take out the energy of the sun power, because just with glass, yeah, with dark glass, the water steams, yeah. Anyhow, the water evaporates, yeah. But if you have a strong, a hot sun, a hot sun, like in Africa, you have hot sun, yeah. The water boils quickly, yeah. With this heat, yeah, and with the pressure, yeah. Because as you know, imagine. So it's just now like what. Imagine, okay, imagine. As you know, there is these four states of, these Aggregatzustände. So there is the solid, the liquid, and the gas, and there is also the nano. But imagine now, if you freeze the water, yeah, the ice, it gets bigger, yeah. If you have a cup of water and you go to do it in the put it in the freezer, the ice will come out, yeah. If it fills the cup to the top, the ice will come out. You see the ice is bigger. Now imagine if you feel like a safe, yeah, a safe out of metal and all these things with water to the top, yeah, and you freeze it, yeah, it will break the safe, right? So if you could, is it possible? It's just a question. To think about it. Is it possible to build something safe? Like how many metal, you can use titanium or whatever you want to need to make a safe, and you put water and you freeze it, and is it possible to make something that it doesn't break? Or is the force of the water when you freeze it so strong that it will break everything, It's very interesting, this kind of questions, I think, because if the force in the water is so strong, yeah, and in the sun also it's so strong, yeah, and then you have also the magnet, again it's all magnetism, this is magnetism. So, and nowadays you see how energy is produced, how energy is used and misused and all this, then you can see it's just a matter of time, that this getting really, it goes like, it get the backlash of it gets like the judgment of it, because I by myself, I know that there's no need to use this technology, even if you live here or you live surrounded by all this madness and waste. You don't really have to make part of it. You can live sustainable, even if you can make you plant your food, yeah, you can do this, yeah. I can advise everyone to do this, yeah. If you here live in In the south, in the Mediterranean, you can just in the winter put these broad beans everywhere, and will give you food. Anyhow, the thing is, nature already gives everything, so there is no need of no machines, of stealing the work of the people, you know. Like this is also a thing. Like in Switzerland, they were always like, the foreigners, they steal our work, you know. But then the other side, they want to that everything is done by robots. So then the robots that want steal your work, yeah. So I would still want to be able to break some nuts and to eat it, you know, some almonds, and to catch some fruits and to cook, because I like that, you know. If you stop to like the life, you know, if you stop again to love the life you live, and you just want to consume, you know, so there is something really wrong, yeah. So science, yeah, when it comes to, if again our educational philosophy is that health must be in the middle of the education. If it's not the health, you what else then, you know, then must be the disease, right? And this is also another thing, in this documentary, or like in this speech of Salt and Water, you know. At the time in the 90s, there were again, I think, 4,000 different diseases. They would already define, science would already define thousands of different diseases, yeah. But the word for health, it's just health. It's singular. It's not a plural. It's just health. So there is no such thing as diseases. Actually, it's just health or disease, yeah. Or you are healthy, you feel good, or you don't feel good, yeah. That's it, yeah. That's the difference, right? So again, it's like the lie, or it's like the truth, right? The truth, it's the health, and the lie, it's the disease, yeah. And the truth, it's the order. This is God, this is nature, this is health, all right. It's the positive, right? And the other thing is all the rest, yeah. So in this sense, yeah, thank you very much for watching this, and don't forget to study, you know, because we are all teachers, yeah, and students in this school of life, you know, and we are all the time being tested, yeah. Yes, all the time, yeah. For example, in the Quran, it's saying every year, for sure, once a year, for sure, you get put on a test, you know, on a big one. And in this sense, yeah, thank you, and we're going on with our studies, and keep supporting, keep sharing and liking, and yes, Daniel here, One Love Caravan. Thank you, peace out.